There was this huge dead whale found in the Brazilian jungle. Okay, there was no way of knowing how it got there. They didn't say how it got there. Excuse me. They didn't say whether it's washed up by a nearby lake or river or what have you. No, they just said there's a huge dead whale found in the Brazilian jungle in the middle of nowhere, right? And it was a blue whale too. So then we go up here. I'm not a Bible scholar, but I'm not very adept at I'm just not a Bible scholar. I don't often reference the Bible, but here's Matthew 12:38. Then certain of the scribes and of the Pharisees answered, saying, Master, we would see a sign from thee. But he answered, that's Jesus answered, he answered and said unto them, An evil and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign, and there shall no sign be given to it, but the sign of the prophet Jonas. For as Jonas was 3 days and 3 nights in the whale's belly, so shall the Son of Man be 3 days and 3 nights in the heart of the earth. Okay, so remember that this is a blue whale. Jonas is always depicted as as being in a blue whale. He was swallowed by a blue whale, right? Supposedly, And it's about resurrection. This is what this is about. It's about the end of a cycle and the beginning of a new one. So we go up here and we look at this. So we look at this here, and all of these signs and symbols have been taken and inverted and used against the populace, the majority. So we look at, in my opinion, so you look at here, right here, we have a triangle. Peter was crucified. This is about energy flow and a vortex. Peter was crucified upside down. Jesus was crucified the right way up, or I say the right way up, but upwards, right? So we look at this 1, 2, 3 points of the triangle, 1, 2, 3 points of the triangle, which equal 33. And so if these have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the 7th point would be this in the middle, which would be the vortex in the middle, which is the throne of glory, the God seat, point zero, the ultimate potential, and it's about mastering your own reality or taking control over your own reality, not anybody else's, but your own. And that is what I truly believe we were always meant to do. So I think it's like, when you realize how to do that, collectively or individually, like you can do that collectively as well as individually, but it's not about taking control over anybody else. It's about taking control over yourself and your own reality. And if at some point you know how to do that, and I'm not talking about accessing different dimensions and this and that. I'm talking about taking control of your own reality. This is like a vortex in your head and in your heart. And it's like you can't use the vortex in your head without the one in your heart, because it becomes something, it's like it's without empathy, if you like. If you don't act, because like your heart is a vortex too. It's life force, energy flow coming through that thing. It's not just a pump to keep you alive. There's something coming through it, and it's like a vortex, and it's life force coming through it. And so therefore it's like when the end of a cycle, the beginning of a new one, it's like, how can I explain it? It's like it happens in your head and in your heart. That's where it happens. It's because your consciousness is coming from somewhere else. It's not coming from within your head. It's coming from somewhere else. This life force energy is not coming from inside your heart. It's coming through your heart. Just like this energy is coming through the sun. Look, this energy here. And I've been banging on about this forever. Milky Way's black hole may be spewing out cosmic rays. Yeah, where's it fucking coming from, man? Do you know what I mean? It's like they're saying all this energy is coming from the sun. It's not coming from the sun. It's coming through the sun. The sun is like a dimensional gateway. It's like an energy converter, if you like. So it's... I don't know. If you listen to this, also if you listen to these movies like Skyfall, there's so much information in this one clip alone. Skyfall is about the end of one cycle and the beginning of a new one. That's what it's about. And it was put out in 2012. You know, when there's supposed to be the end of the world, but it didn't happen like everybody thought it would. It's the end of one cycle, the beginning of a new one. If you look at this trailer here, he says there are two guys. One supposedly bad guy, 007 is supposed to be a good guy, but the 7 is a number of completion. 7, okay, that's 7. The 7 indicates the senses of a change after an accomplished cycle and a positive renewal. So what does he say? What does 007 say? The bad guy says to him, well, what's your hobby? You know, and he says, resurrection. 007 says, resurrection. So I think, look, this is what resurrection is. It happens in your head. It's like Bill made an incredible video the other day. I haven't had time to look on his site since, or I haven't had time to speak to anyone since, but he made a video about the 5G and how it's going to fuck with everybody's pineal gland, but Israel isn't going to have it, apparently. Well, look, you know the whole fucking thing in the Middle East, the vortex that's opening up in Babylon. Well, what if it's happening in your fucking head? What if this resurrection point, this point of change, the end of one cycle, the beginning of a new one, going into a new cycle instead of staying on the same old fucking trip? What if it's all happening in your fucking head and this 5G thing is coming in to fuck it all up? So we stay in this cycle, and the ones that don't have access to the 5G that's not going to bombard them with shit, what if it's them that are going to go on to a new reality? I'm just saying, it's just something I've thought about recently. And I haven't had time to talk to Bill about that, actually. And that's not condemning any one particular nation or race. It's just there are a few at the fucking top that have always fucked it up for everyone. It's not the people, it's just a few at the top. What if they want to make one country free of these rays, and you know, those who are at the top are going to go there, and fuck knows, I don't know. I'm just saying it's all. It just entered my mind. That's all. But I wanted to talk about this because I don't know what's putting this into the consciousness of humanity. I don't know where it's coming from. I don't know whether it's done on purpose by just to put it in our heads, into the consciousness of humanity. But here's the thing. I've been going on about this energy coming from Galactic Center for a long time, and I believe it initiates change. It's like the universe says, fuck it, I've had enough of this bullshit. My foot's going down. And so, do you know what I mean? Anyway, thank you for listening. Ciao.